Hey guys, so I'm so sorry I haven't been to YouTube in a long time. My focus has been somewhere else. Like at first I'm just like, there's really not much to say anymore. Like it's gonna be the same thing over and over again. And yes, I did buy some makeup, some Anastasia Beverly Hills lip colors, but I'm not going to talk about that right now because this channel is going to be more about something else, not makeup related. So if you guys are here for makeup content, I'm sorry. It's just my interest and my focus has changed. Like I'm still going to the same school with the same course, still the same work, but I've discovered a passion, and I know it was a passion because I'm losing sleep over it, which is also pretty bad. Before my battery runs out, I'm just gonna get into it. I started knitting, and it was all because of my younger sister. So what happened was, back in April, the end of April, it was a Saturday, so either the 29th or the 30th, I accompanied her and drove her with my mom's car, okay, because I don't have a car, which was nice. I drove her to the Knitters Frolic in Toronto, which is an annual event. There's annual events like this all over Canada and all over the world as well. And this was just that annual event that we went to, where there's a ton of vendors of yarn and other yarn knitting related stuff, like spinning and spinning materials, patterns, even raw hair, like hair from different breeds of sheep and alpaca. So I just started, and here are the things that I have in relation to that subject, and I hope you guys like it. And some of you guys that aren't and are not interested, that's okay too. I understand if you leave, that's totally fine. Everybody is different. So for you guys who like this sort of thing and you're like, aha, we have something in common, Laura, that's freaking awesome, great. Let me know if you're a knitter too or like yarn, because I think I've become more like my sister now, and it's good because you're creating something out of your own hands. And I'm a creative artist. I like to color, and I just have the talent, and I'm really good at making things look beautiful. It's just that, like, I don't really have a set outlet, and I think this is it for now. Who knows what's gonna happen to me 5-10 years down the road if it's still going to be the same outlet. Who knows? Like, I did go through a phase of where I wanted to buy coloring books, and I invested like over $100 on a nice set of, you know, coloring pencils, but that didn't last, right? And this has been going on for a long time. So I'm losing sleep, and I'm losing time. I'm spending time on this, okay? You will see me knitting in the bus and everywhere, even at work when I have extra time. Obviously work comes first, but then if I do finish early and I still have time, you know, I would go to our rec room at work, let me just say that, and let me just call it that, and then I will knit. So this is my first project, and I bought this from the Knitters Frolic, where I brought my sister to. So she bought like a bunch of yarn and a bunch of dye because she was planning on building a business and start dyeing yarn. You know, she is dyeing yarn, and she did just open a store, so I'm helping her with that, and you know, a little like promoting her. I've gone to a store and showed her work to the vendor, and you know, she was able to contact the store owner to see if they can strike up a deal. But obviously you do get more commission if you just work by yourself, but it's very hard to work by yourself as well because you're by yourself. You need help. You want to be able to meet the demand of your customers, but you know, obviously she just started. She cannot afford to have help. She doesn't have anybody to help her. I can if only she lived closer, but that's just not the situation right now, so we're just gonna have to work on that. So I'm helping her in other ways, like, you know, small things, like she'll ask me opinions on what to do, what to name her skeins of yarn. This is a skein of yarn I will show you, and she made this, but I will show you guys later. So I made these mittens, going back to the mittens. So this one is much cleaner, and I finished it faster because I'm already experienced. This is the one that's like, what the F? Like, it's so much fatter. Obviously, I stuffed it more. My thumbs, these wool thumbs are much bigger and thicker, whereas this one, it's like smaller. But whatever, I would still wear them in the winter, and they were going to be very, very warm. So on the inside, it's all wool, you guys, 100% wool right here. This is what they're gonna end up looking like, you know, inside. And when you put your hands in there, oh my god, it's so warm and toasty. You know, it's great for the winter. And it came in this baggie with a handle, which is nice. This cost me like $32. And I still have leftover thumbs and yarn, so you just, you know, pull pieces and just smooth them out. You roll them in between your hands, and then you knit them into here. And it's a really easy project. I was very intimidated and scared at the beginning, but it's really not that bad. And now I'm making another one for a friend, and these are the colors that she requested. Okay, these needles are from Michaels, and they are called DPNs, or double pointed needles. And this is a WIP, which is a work in progress. You will hear these terms if you ever come across podcasts or videos of other people here on YouTube talking about, you know, their current projects and their finished projects. So I'm also working on another WIP right now, my first ever pair of socks. I want to learn how to knit everything. I want to make hats, I want to make shawls, scarves, and eventually sweaters, but the yarns that I want and the materials that I want to use for those for myself are quite expensive, so it's a very expensive hobby. So these are my socks, and this is the yarn that I am working with, and again, I bought it from Michaels. So, but the needles though, I bought it from one of the stores in Toronto. We don't really have a lot. We have no good ones here in Mississauga that have like the good stuff, you know, that have all the options and choices, the variety. So the ones that I'm using are Hiya Hiya or Hiya Hiya Sharp. They are the sharpest needles ever. And they are in the size US 1. And they're really, really tiny. Very, very skinny, tiny little things. And I like these metal. Yeah, it's stainless steel. So it has a little bit of a slip, but not too much where your stitches are going to fall out or you're gonna lose them. And plus, you're just knitting. Like, it just knit, pearl. You just go much faster when you're working on something that's this smooth. You know, it's very easy to transfer one stitch to another. So the pattern that I'm using, if you guys are on Ravelry.com, it is a place for knitters online. You can make a profile and check out the other projects and yarns and brands that are out there. They have a ton of free patterns. You don't have to buy any, unless obviously it's something that you really, really like, that is in your budget. It's your choice. This is Hermione's everyday sock, and this part right here is a big mistake. I don't know. I wasn't drunk when I I just went and did this. It's not supposed to look like this. It's supposed to look like this and like this. And then now I have to do the heel, which is a pain in the butt to do because the pattern for this didn't make any sense on one of the rows. So I'm just like, what the F am I gonna do now? So there's nothing wrong with changing and modifying the heel part. Okay, it's the heel part where I was having a problem with. I'm just following it, and I'm just like, yo, you're telling me something else, but down here in my hand I don't have what you're telling me to do. So it just, real life and the pattern don't match. Okay, it's telling me to do one thing, but it's not. I don't know, there's something wrong with the pattern. So I'm going to change the heel and do something else, but my priority would be those mittens, and then this, and then, you know, go bigger, make hats, and then a shawl, and then a sweater. Yeah, that's my goal. And then these are the ones that my sister dyed, and then, oh, these are the ones that I bought. So I will show you the first ever skein of yarn that I bought, but I already balled it up. Okay, so first you're going to need one of these. This is a winder. I bought it from eBay. The seller is from the States, very reliable. I got it within a week. Like, as soon as I paid PayPal, within a couple of hours the seller shipped my product right away, and it came within a week, which is awesome. I don't want to buy anything from China, no offense. It's like $15. This is $25. It was $15, but then the reviews, there were plenty of negative reviews from past buyers, so I'm just like, no, I just go with somebody from the States. It's a little bit more expensive, but you know what, service is awesome. So the first ever skein of yarn that I bought, okay, so I already balled it up, and I made a mistake on this because it got caught in the machine, and like the winder ate it up. So I was just like pulling here, it wasn't working, no choice, I had to cut it. And then there are lengths in here, and it got all tangled, and it was held together by this huge length, and I just like, I can't deal, so I just cut it, and I had to. But cutting and then like tying it together will just, you know, you're gonna lose yards of yarn, obviously. But anyway, so this is what it looks like. It is Orquidea by Manos del Uruguay and their Alegria base. So I think it's like Alegria is like their sock yarn, I think, if I'm right. So this is their label, this is the tag, and this is their name, Manos del Uruguay. Obviously it's yarn from Uruguay, and it's 75% superwash merino, 25% polyamide, and with these you can use US 123, which are tiny needles. The one that I showed you is US 1, and then it has 445 yards. It even tells you to machine wash or hand wash, cold water, dry flat. Obviously the best way to do is to hand wash, cold water, lay flat to dry on a towel like you would with bras. Usually they say that on the Victoria's Secret tags, but who really does that? Not me, but I do like to hand wash some items once in a while. Like that dress hanging there, you can't really see it because it's dark, but I hand washed that. Yeah, and then I wanted to make a shawl out of this, like the body, and then this would be the accent, like on the edges. And this is by Lichen and Lace, which is a Canadian company as well. I believe she's from Newfoundland, and she has an Etsy store. But I bought this at Yarns Untangled on Kensington Market in downtown Toronto. So this is in the color Amethyst, and it contains 470 yarns of superwash merino fingering weight. So fingering means that there's only, it's not twisted with anything, it's just a single ply. Single ply. It's like toilet paper. Yeah. So with these two together, let's put them side by side. They're gonna look so awesome because this is so busy and colorful, so I wanted something solid and more subtle. Right? Right. So beautiful. It's like an icy lavender. So this is another of the socks that I showed you. So it's by Bernat SOX. It has, I think, acrylic and nylon. Yeah, 60% acrylic, 40% nylon. So just a reminder, I made a mistake of just buying one. I thought just one would fit 2 pairs of socks. No, you need 2 because you have 2 pairs of feet. One pair of feet or 2 feet. And then about this, which is warmer. This has wool. This is the Patons Kroy socks. This is good for winter. 75% washable wool and 25% nylon. You need some nylon in there to give it some stretch, because wool doesn't, it's kind of like rigid and scratchy, so you need something smooth and stretchy in there. Sound like a dork. And then moving on to the beautiful things. These 3, my sister died in her own home with her own money, and yeah, this one, like originally I was gonna get these 2 for my first hat or something else, I don't know, but those are the only things that I could think of right now. This one she didn't want to sell because there's like a white spot in the middle. It's supposed to be a mistake, but I didn't care. And then this one, I love it because it reminds me of pine trees. It's olive, brown, and orange. Now I can see the orange. And then this one, it's so pretty. I just want to like look at it. So I don't know what to make out of this, you guys. Like, it's just pretty. I don't know, give me an idea. And then this one, I owe her money for it because it's special. It's from Germany, you guys. This is by Rohrspatz and Wollmeise Iron and Woolcraft. I don't know what that means. It could be the color. It says here twin, so it's twisted with another piece of ply. It's 80% merino superwash and 20% PA. Polyamide, probably, that's what it means, but it's really long. It's got 510 yards, so Lichen and Lace has 475. This is over 500 yards. Well, because it's really fine. And if you're gonna make fine stitches on your socks, for example, it's gonna take a longer time and you're gonna need more yarn. So I mean, it's great for a shawl. I don't know how it's gonna end up looking like. I think it looks ugly as a sweater, I don't know, but it looks alright on, I don't know. That's why my sister let it go, because she's just like, oh, it's not for me. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. You know, I might as well earn money off of it. And then here are more needles. Okay, this one, I bought it at the same day at the convention that I went to in April. So these are my first set of needles. Addi Turbo Rockets, again from Germany. They're nickel plated, so caution if you are allergic to nickel, like my sister. You know, I mean, she did touch this when she was helping me start out with my knitting, but she didn't get any infection whatsoever. Like, you know, she didn't get like a negative reaction. It's usually with fashion jewelry, that's where she gets a problem. So I don't know what's gonna happen to you if you're allergic to nickel, and you know, I don't know what's gonna happen to you in the long run if you work on a project with this. But these are the slickest, not the sharpest. Okay, Hiya Hiya is the sharpest, but these ones are not the sharpest. Still good, amazing. It's very slick, it's very slippery, but one thing to watch out with slippery needles is that you might drop some stitches. It's easier to drop some stitches. There's really not a lot of grab to it, but you're gonna work so much faster because it's slippery. It's easier to transfer and work with stitches, you know, transfer one stitch to one needle to another. Great for a hat. Okay, so this is the US 4 16 inches. And this one is very similar to it too. Not as slippery, but still good. This is the Chiao Goo. So in comparison, this is like 20 bucks. This is like $13. Huge difference. Premium stainless steel. So again, something to consider if you're allergic to nickel. They're both 16 inches. So when I put them side by side, they look like they look so identical, but there's a difference. This is, I think, a size 6. This is a size 4. So it will usually be US 4, US 6. But this is like 3.5 millimeters and 4 millimeters. I think this is in the diameter. So some people, they care, some people don't. Some people find that there's a difference, some people don't. It's gonna be different for everybody. It's just like makeup, you know. You do what you want, you use what you want. It's up to you. You modify and you change whichever one you want. This is my first ever piece of project that I made. Just as a reminder that this is how I started. So many mistakes, so many ugliness going on in here. Like, why do I have holes there? It's like, you know, I skipped a stitch and just kept going. There are sweaters out there that look nice with this on the sides or like on the side of the arm. But that's just a reminder for me, you know, so I keep it. And then I have this. It's like my practice block, I would call it. The needles are from Michaels. It's just it's just a regular straight stainless steel needle, and these are the stitches that are on there. It looks like a dishcloth. And this is 100% acrylic. So my sister gave me this yarn because she doesn't know what to do with it. So before I made my first mittens, she gave me this and she's like, here, practice knitting and purling before you make the mittens. And I was like, okay. So when I did that, I showed it to her and she's like, okay, I think you're ready to make the mittens now. And I made it and I ripped it because of frustration, like with the, that's why there's one ugly one, the practice one. And then once I finished that, I got more comfortable. I finished the other one and it looks so much nicer. That one, it took me weeks to finish just to make one. And then when I got more comfortable and I was able to build more confidence and I was getting faster and I was very familiar with and comfortable with the pattern, the other one I only made within like 3 to 4 days. And plus I take the public transit too, so you know, I'm in the bus knitting, also going to work and going home. Yeah, so that is it for my current passion and what my interests are now. Who knows what's gonna happen in the future, if it will change or if it's gonna, you know, this newfound hobby of mine is going to, how long it's going to last, I don't know. I hope you guys like it. Let me know what your hobbies are right now. I'd be interested in what you guys are, what takes up most of your time. What is it that you think about all the time, and what is it that you spend most of your money on hobby wise? Okay, I know we all got bills and loans and stuff like that. You need to buy your food and feed your family. But talking about hobby wise, and let me know what I should do with that German Wollmeise one that I showed you guys. That one I really like. It looks like Christmas, but it's one of those yarns that it's so pretty, but you're like, it's just nice to look at. I don't know what to do with it. You know, like, what am I gonna do with this? It's too pretty to like do something, make it something. You just want to keep it and keep looking at it and pet it and touch it and sometimes even smell it. I don't know. My sister do the exact same thing to the yarns. Yeah, so that is it. I hope you guys like this video. Let me know what you think about this huge change, and it's okay if you don't like it. Everybody is different. Up until next time, bye.